Alrighty, welcome to Forbidden Memories. I'm going to do a full playthrough of the story. I'm not going to use the starter deck. I'm going to use the deck which I have already beaten the game with. If you're looking for someone who's playing like from the start with starting cards, there's a better video out there for you. I'm just going to do a campaign with an already pre-made deck from previous playthrough. This is just for a nostalgia trip. So we start off with, this is Haishin. He walks in, this is it, I found it at last. The forbidden treasure of the ancient sorcerers. Some nice Egyptian hieroglyphics. So, as you've probably figured, Haishin is the bad guy in the story. If anyone ever played this on PS1, this game is incredibly loud as well. Alright, so this is Simon Moran. My dear prince, are you going to the city to play cards again? You are of royal blood, walking the city streets dressed as a commoner. Have you no shame? Quite frankly, I'm embarrassed. Run away. You can keep listening to him for like 2 or 3 times. The Pharaoh has gotten wind of your activities and he's quite concerned. You can run away and he just goes, oh, don't run away. I realize I'm to blame for teaching you the card game, but you are overindulged, my prince. It is high time you put aside this ridiculous pastime and focus on your studies. That's where I'm going to run away. Wait, stop me, prince. Drat, he's gone. So straight away from this, you can go back and you can duel Simon. He is the weakest duelist in the game. Prince Vali, is that what I named myself on this? You've returned. It is well into the night. Please return to the palace. Dear prince, if you still wish to play cards, then try your hand against me. If you lose, you must return to your room. I'm sure you'll find me a worthy opponent. Ho ho ho, my dear prince, I taught you the game. You don't really think you're going to win, do you? Prepare yourself. So Simon, he's a unique duelist. He doesn't fuse any cards from his hand. He'll only fuse them if they're already on the field. And his deck does technically have Exodia, but he never uses it. So, alright, play Skull Knight. So it's a very basic Yu-Gi-Oh game. You can only play 1 card on the field per turn. There's Medial Black. Won't lie though, this game had a really good soundtrack. The music that plays while you duel is actually pretty good. Alright, we're down to 1850 life points on Simon. That face down card is Sparks, probably. Okay, Raigeki will do, just for lols. Look how much power I have. Win. Mechanical Spider. That's a 400 attack, 500 defense from memory? Or is it 300 defense? No, I'm sure it's 500 defense. My prince. Oh no, he said I lost. So it seems that I have taught you well. You've grown strong. You've won fair and square. As promised, you may go. I have nothing more to say. He says that, but if you go back to the palace, he will literally tell you an entire story. He has nothing left to say. Let's hear his story. Have you played enough, me prince? I haven't told you this, but there's a story that goes with those cards. Would you be interested in hearing it? Yeah, fine. Then, listen well. Today, the Yu-Gi-Oh card deck is simply as an entertaining pastime, but long ago the cards were an invaluable magic aid for drawing out sorcerers' powers. Magic users were able to use their powers to summon the forces depicted on the cards. Some built kingdoms, others waged wars. but the battles between mystics grew in intensity until finally the use of magic was forbidden. Now only the cards remain in our kingdom. They are a reminder of those bygone days of magic. And so, Prince Veli, remember this tale when you face an opponent with your deck. Never forget that humankind once overstepped its bounds and walked the path of destruction. If you go back to the palace again, Simon will just not be there. There's nobody around. Okay, if you go here, you will be met with a guard who will tell you to go away. Be gone with you. Okay, you can go to the card shop, you can save there, but there's not really much more to do there. If you go to the town plaza at this time, you will get just a little scene, but lots of people are gathered at the town plaza, but there's nothing of interest. Now we head over to the duel ground. This is where you will do most of your dueling in the first section of the game. You'll meet some of your friends. There's Taina. I've been waiting for you, Veli. Oh, I can't do a female voice. Jono is also here. Jono is Joey, so let's duel. I'll beat everyone once. So, like, if I was doing a playthrough where I needed to unlock all the duelists, because to get them in free duel, you have to duel them in this campaign. So, Taina, also not a very strong duelist. Does she fuse from her hand? Not usually. And she usually always plays defense as well. She very rarely attacks on the first turn. Alright, we'll win on the next turn. 2 Skull Knights. Wait, will we? 26, 26. No, we won't. Ah, we will now. Equip card. 2650 times 2 is 5300. She would have ended up with 50 life points. $50 or $150, something in that ballpark. Alright, that's a win. Dancing Elf. Taina never gives you anything good. I think the best you can get from her is a Sword of Dark Destruction. Like, she never gives you any good cards. Alright, Jono's down at the duel field. There's also 3 villagers as well. There's this fella. Would it be a cool life, just hanging out in ancient Egypt, just hanging around the park with your friends, playing card games, and they have no idea that you're a king or a pharaoh or... Alright, Gaia. Villager 1, he's also not very difficult. He uses pretty much the same cards as everyone else, just 500 and below monsters. His face down card is probably, could be a red medicine. He does also have dark piercing light, I think. Yeah, red medicine. Twin-headed thunder dragon. Ancient jar, that's a good fusion card if you have Pot the Trick. Wait, no, Mystic Lamp. You can get an Yugioh, which is a 2150, which isn't too bad. There is Sangha. So I don't have all the cards on this. I have most of them. But to actually get all the cards, you need to use a Japan-only bit of technology. Another dancing elf. Oh, let's play again sometime. How many star chips do I have? I'm not sure. But some of the cards on this, they are also 999,999 star chips. One less than 1,000,000. And, well, I don't know if anyone has ever won that many star chips on this game. I seriously doubt it, but it's plausible. Like, it could technically be done. It'll take a long time, though. It'll take months and months. So this kid, Villager 2, he's a dangerous one. He can fuse Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon and some other pretty decent attackers at this stage of the game. So he's actually a pretty good duelist. So as you see, hard armor, that's a little bit of an increase in defense at 1200, higher than the usual. He hasn't decided to go for any fusions. Usually he does, usually he always fuses something. Warrior 2. Alright, quick game's a good game. Hero of the Eights, that's an 1100. If I got that at this point in the game, I'd actually be pretty happy. As most of your cards are under 1,000 when you start off. You usually only get like 3 or 4 in your deck that might be 1,000 and above. In fact, maybe not even that. So this guy, this is Villager 3. This is the only time in the story where you can actually play him. He won't duel you after you go to the town plaza. I think. You might be able to duel him, because he says he doesn't want to play you because he learned how good you were last time, so maybe you can play him after the plaza, but he's pretty easy to miss, so... But once you beat him once in the campaign, he won't play you again, so... Yeah, he's a bit of a salty player, he doesn't like losing. Dragon Piper, I didn't know he had a Dragon Piper. Dragon Piper is a very good fusion card in this. It's not a common card to get a hold of. Apart from its 1800 defense, it's a pyro, so you can fuse it with a beast to make Flame Cerberus. You can also use Dragon Piper as a rock type and fuse Mystical Sand. If you fuse it with a female monster, you can make Mystical Sand, which is a 2100 attack, which is pretty good for this stage of the game. Water Dragon Fairy, that'd be another card that I'd be happy with at this stage of the game too. So now we can talk to Taya again. Tina or whatever you want to say her name. There is a festival in the town plaza, and we will find Jono there. Well, there's lots of people around. Dude, how good is the music in this game? Like, to be fair, like, the music in this game is actually really good. Like, I hear music like this and I immediately think Egyptian. Forgive my choice of words, but you were mildly entertaining. Let me say blunt, I didn't lose, I had a setback. So this is Seto. He is portrayed as another bad guy in the game. So for a starter deck of cards, he's actually quite difficult. He has Gaia the Fierce Knight in his deck. He doesn't use it very often, but he does have it. Other than that, he will use cards like, I think he might play a Rude Kaiser around those 1800s and 1600s. So it's a challenge when you're at this stage of the game and you haven't got a very good deck. Unless you really know your fusions on this game, it can be quite difficult. So if you go to the shrine at this stage of the game, you'll actually get another little scene. You will get all of the mages who you will battle. That's High Mage Sekhmeton there. That's Aztekar, I think his name is. That's High Mage Tenza up in the mountains. That's High Mage Martis, he's a desert mage. And that's High Mage Gapura. He is a mage of the meadow one. The first guy, Sekhmeton, is the sea shrine. You can go back to the town plaza if you so desire, but you will just get a quick scene saying the festival is in full swing, but there's nothing of interest. Nothing of interest while you've got an outdoor Egyptian festival just in full swing. How is that not interesting? You just want to go to the card field and play some card games? Nerd! Ah. Jeez, who does that mage think he is anyway? So now you can duel Jono. He's not a strong duelist, he's very, very easy. Well, very, very easy. Jono will fuse from his hand. He's more challenging than Simon and Taina, but he's easier than Villager 2 and 3. So, okay, that's not a great starting hand. Let's play Yami. So he can fuse from his hand. Alright, that'll be a Cyber Soldier, 1500, 1700. Cyber Soldier is one of my most gone-to fusions at the very start of the game. I use him quite a lot. There's Gaia the Fierce Knight. Bright Castle will give 500 points to every monster. So Jono, some of the cards he can fuse Queen of Autumn Leaves. He fuses that quite often, actually. And it may even take 4 turns to win this duel because I haven't drawn any more monsters. Wow. You know, I'm just going to ditch his whole hand. So there's no effect monsters in this game. Mystic Lamp, that will fuse some good stuff. You can get a Lord of the Lamp if you fuse it with a Spellcaster, which is a 1400, which is an average monster. You can also fuse it with a Pot the Trick or Pot the Trick or an Ancient Jar, and you will get an Ushioni. Unfortunately, in this game there is no piercing damage. If a monster is in defense mode, it will protect the life points. Don't worry about his face down card. It wouldn't have been anything good. It would have been a Bone Mouse or a Fungi of the Musk or something like that. It wouldn't have been anything good. Time Wizard. Oh, that's not a bad card to get from Joey at this stage of the game. If I got that from him at this stage of the game, I'd be gassed. Time Wizard, you can fuse that with any dragon under 2400 to get 1000 dragon. It's a very good card to get for this stage of the game. Why is it that I'm playing with like my good tech? If I played this game like straight from a new game, I would never have these cards dropping. So Seto, he's challenging for this stage of the game. He's your first real sort of challenging duelist. Mainly because he does have a guy, the Fierce Knight. It's a 2300 attack, which at this stage of the game, you probably don't have a lot of twin-headed Thunder Dragon fusions. Alright, that'll make a Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts. And he doesn't attack. That's surprising. I thought he would have attacked. Skylight. There you go, Ryukushin powered. So you know that's 1600 from his hand. Most of your starter cards, it's very rare to get anything over 15. Over 1500. Yeah, usually your best monster is around the 1300. The best starting card that I've ever got is a Gemini Elf, 1900. And I've only ever gotten it once. He did it. The look on his face, eh? Well, we all know how Taya feels about the Pharaoh in the series. So you can duel them all again, but I don't want to. I've beaten them all once, I don't need to beat them again. If you go to the plaza, you will get a message saying that it is... festival's over. So if you go back to the duel ground, you can battle everyone again, and if you beat them, they stop dueling you. Except Jono. So just for the sake of time, I'm not going to duel them all again. But Jono, you can battle him as many times as you want. If you beat Taya, Villager 1 or Villager 2, again at that time, they'll just say that you're too good and they won't duel you. Again, they'll only battle you the one time. Villager 3 won't play you at all because he doesn't like losing. Sometimes I wonder if the prince just does this to annoy me. Why is Simon Moran's skin blue in this? So Haishin, he's a dude who was at the start of the game, walking down that hallway, having a chuckle to himself. He comes in and he batters up the palace. That's him there. You dare to revolt? Are you mad? My throne, if I now have the power. The power? No, it cannot be. The power of darkness. So that is a Millennium Rod. That is always a Millennium item that the bad guy carries around. It's like Marek in the anime. Well, we must leave, but we don't get very far. So Seto comes through. Why do you flee? Well, to be fair, Haishin has started attacking, so you would expect a... How old's your character in this? I'd assume he's like a teenager. Maybe around a 15 or a 16-year-old? I ain't telling you nothing. If you press talk, you just get different dialogue. He's like, good, now tell me where it is. Would mean Armageddon, eh? Oh, you couldn't have bought it at a better time. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. I'm laying flat on my back. On my bed. Out of my way, old man. So you can stay, but he just says, listen to what I say, get out of here. I don't know why it gives you the option. You can only do one of them anyway. So big scary Haishin will come along. Seto will take the credit. You can pass, but again, you have no option, you have to duel him. So usually at this stage of the game you just get slaughtered by him, as he has like Meteor Black Dragons stuff. You know what though? Just for the fun of it, I will show you what happens if you beat him. A lot of you probably know already. Oh hell. Psycho Puppet with a Megamorph. I've never seen him play Psycho Puppet before. I did not know. I don't think I've ever seen Haishin play that card from his hand. It was the first time for everything. I can't say that I've ever seen him play that card. That's a twin-headed Thunder Dragon. You can tell by the Guardian Stars what card they've played. Haishin generally plays Meteor Black Dragons, Perfectly Ultimate Great Moths, Cosmo Queens at this stage, but the random number generator is being very kind to me. 3 Meteor Black Dragons, and giving Haishin his lesser creatures to summon. So it is possible to beat him, like with a starter deck and the free duels. It's very difficult, but it can technically be done. But not bad, boy. But you're wrong if you think I'm beaten. You can beat him 100 times, he will just keep telling you the same thing. So you have no choice but to lose to him, so I'm just going to throw the game because I could literally sit here beating him all night. So let's play that face down. He might play Harpy's Feather Duster. There you go, Black Skull Dragon. But we have to lose to him, so... Oh, come on. You could have won it there, Haishin. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to destroy your dragon. tremendous fire. He won with tremendous fire. You absolute troll. I've never had him beat me with a tremendous fire before. That's funny. Foolish child, you've wasted my time. So now Simon attacks him. Get out of my way, old man. My prince, shatter the puzzle. Get your hands off of me. Prince, the puzzle. Don't give him the puzzle. So you can choose, don't shatter it. I beg you, the puzzle. Shatter it. You have no choice, you have to shatter it. I don't know why the game gives you an option. All the twisted staircases. Vaguely. Thank goodness you've awoken. We're inside the Millennium Puzzle. To be precise, your soul is now sealed within the puzzle. I'm sorry, my prince, but this was the only way I could save you in the puzzle. How many times does Simon Moran say puzzle in this game? Puts the puzzle back together. To assemble the puzzle. He says puzzle. He says puzzle like 9 times. So now you go back to your normal names. You're now addressed as Yugioh. He will be referred to as Joey. I had a dream. I had a dream. So basically there's a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament going on. There's Kimu. If you watch the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, you'd know him from early season. He was one of like the security guards on Pegasus's island. You know that Pegasus is only 24 years old in the anime? He'd seem a lot older, wouldn't he? Mr. Kaiba. You never end up facing Joey in the tournament anyway. Never gets revealed who actually beats him either. Alright, there's Taya. Although their names are never actually said. Yugi vs Rex Raptor. Thing is though, they don't use their themed cards as they do in other games. Raptor doesn't use dinosaur monsters in this. Guy of the Fierce Knight, let's start with him. Yeah, same with Weevil. Weevil doesn't use just insects. Neither does Mai. She uses Faith Bird and all that. Like, you gotta give this game credit. It's got a kick-ass soundtrack. Like, this is music to duel with. Raigeki the right move there? It wasn't. I could have actually won the duel already if I didn't do that. My bad. As you see, Rex Raptor doesn't use very strong cards either. So Rex Raptor, Bandit Keith will use Mechanical Case. He does have a Zoa. He doesn't play it very often, but he does have one. The next match will be against Weevil. Weevil, again, isn't really that strong. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my headset. My army of insects will destroy. I'll make mincemeat out of you. I can't do Weevil's voice. Twin-headed Thunder Dragon. Okay. Gaia the Fierce Knight. He is compatible with Dark Energy in this game. Weevil fuse together a Queen of Autumn leaves. Plants are closest to insect, I guess, in terms of typing. Dark Magician. Dark Magic Attack. Toon Alligator, so as you see, Weevil does not play insect monsters in this game. Gigatech Wolf, that's not a bad card for this stage. I lost. My army of insects, you did not play a single insect, Weevil. So... I wonder why an Ancient Elf is a monster that's on the background to the left there. It's not even a strong card. Alright, me and Maya Valentine. Mai also doesn't use a lot of strong cards. She can fuse a Crimson Sunbird. But apart from that, she doesn't really play anything. She plays cards like Faithbird. That's a twin-headed Thunder Dragon. Wow, I did not know she had twin-headed Thunder Dragon fusions. Oh, how about that? Ain't this game just full of surprises sometimes? I did not know that she fused a twin-headed Thunder Dragon. So usually, yes, she will fuse Mystical Sand. So yeah, this is a very strange Yu-Gi-Oh game. You draw more than one card per turn. You always draw till you have 5 in your hand. Like, it's a very vanilla Yu-Gi-Oh game. There's nothing really Like, it doesn't follow any traditional sort of Yu-Gi-Oh rules. Like, Duelists of the Roses is a pretty unique game, but this one is... What year did this game come out? I think it came out in 99? 98, 99, something like that. Or is that a bit too... Wait, it might have been 2000. Turtle Tiger. Fiend Kraken. I guess I lost. Mako Tsunami's not in this game. He's like... You got like all of the supporting characters throughout Duelist Kingdom except Mako. Why they didn't put Mako in this game? So Bandit Keith will play Mechanical Caser, which is an 1850, and I think it uses a Moon Guardian Star. That's why I went with. Actually, it might have been Sun. Okay, that doesn't help anyone. Mystical Elf, okay. Bandit Keith can be a little bit of a challenge when you haven't got like a super strong deck like the one I'm using. Yeah, he can pull out a Zola, rare, but he can summon one. Dark Elf, yeah. So that's a 2000 attack straight out of the hand, that Dark Elf, so... You know, Bandit Keith does have a few troubling cards where, you know, if you've just started a game, you haven't got very strong cards up to this point, like, it can be a challenge. Oh, Castle of Dark Illusions. That's such a strange card, man. 19. Was it 1930 defense and 920 attack? He's very, like, I think he's, along with Barox and Dark Chimera, is King of Yummy Makai, I think, has a strange defense. They are the only cards that I know of that have like an attack that's either ends with 2 zeros or ends with a 50. The only ones like that I know of. Hey, Yugi, here you're winning. He ain't been eliminated yet. It's Shoddy. He's a prominent figure in the anime, Shoddy. So Shoddy, he's pretty easy to beat as well, he's not too bad. Dream about the puzzle. Dream of another world, it was really strange dream. My doppelganger. How's he gonna do that? Maybe he's trying to tell you something. So Shardy, he has possession of the Millennium Scales and the Millennium Key. So after this duel, this is where you start battling the duelists who have the Millennium items. I reckon they should have added Mako to this game. I reckon they should have made one extra duel and had it as Mako Tsunami. Ain't no words. Yugioh, right? Yeah. So, as you probably know if you've played this, if not, the card is for absorbing Millennium items after you beat the rest of the duelists in the tournament. Or because some stranger from the future wants to get back to his own time period. There's a lot of things that Shardy doesn't know, to be honest. 6 blank cards, 7 Millennium items, and you're already holding one of them. Kinda makes sense, don't it? Match 1, Yugi vs Shardy. Yugi, we were drawn to battle by our Millennium items. We were destined to duel. Luck of the draw, getting Meteor Black Dragon to begin with. So Shardy has pretty weak monsters, but pretty good fusions. You know, you're always happy with a Mystical Sand. And he is going to end up with 100 life points. Don't that just get you? Alright, let's see what that is. That is a Psychic Kappa. So Shardy's actually a lot easier than a lot of the duelists that just came before him. Why, I don't know, but well, don't matter. You win a basic insect. It seems I've lost. So the key and the scales will get absorbed into the card. So now your goal is simple. You need to get the remaining 4. And what duelists are they? Bakura, who obviously has the Millennium Ring. The Millennium Ring is always my favourite Millennium item. And I really like Bakura as a bad guy. I thought he was so funny in the anime. Like, I really like Bakura. He's so delightfully evil. So the thing about Bakura is he usually plays Millennium Shield or Millennium Wall. So Bakura is actually quite a difficult duelist to beat in the early game. He doesn't fuse much from his hand, and with Millennium Shield and Labyrinth Wall, he can be quite difficult to actually be quite difficult to beat. Because your twin-headed Thunder Dragon fusion, you can use an Umi and some equip cards, but you also need to pick the right Guardian Star as well. So, as you see, Millennium Shield, 3000 defense. If you want a tip though for playing this game, 200 star chips is pretty reachable. That's how much Millennium Shield costs. 200 star chips. And I think Labyrinth Wall costs the same as well. They're both 200 star chips. So a 3000 defense at this stage of the game, that'll protect you from twin-headed Thunder Dragons. Which generally is the strongest fusion. You wouldn't, no opponent at this stage of the game, like, unless you Pegasus and you have not 3, but 4 Raigekis in your deck. That's right, Pegasus has 4 Raigekis. It was an error, I think. They put too many in his deck. He meant to only have 3. But Pegasus can use 4. Ancient Sorcerer. So Pegasus, he is a difficult duelist. He does have some good cards. He's got Illusionist Faceless Mage. He's got the Kori Box, which is a 2300 attack. He does also have a Meteor Black Dragon. He doesn't play it very often. Very, very rare actually that he plays it, but he does have one. There's just a regular Meteor Dragon. But Pegasus does have Meteor Black Dragon. He's also got Vermilion Sparrow, I think that might be. Yeah. So he does have decent cards. And he does also have the ability to read your mind. If your face down card is better than his, he won't attack you. Umi. You can get some good cards from him though. From Pegasus. I think you can get a Widespread Ruin, and I think you might be able to drop a Megamorph from him. If you get tech ranks, where you use magic and defense rather than attack. Or you get your opponent to run out of cards is another way. Takes ages though. So Yugioh. So her name didn't age well. In other games, she's known as Ishtar. So I'm going to refer to her as Ishtar in this as well. Curious to see just what that face down card is. It's probably an Aqua Dragon. twin-headed thunder dragon. No way. Does she have twin-headed thunder dragon just from her hand? No, surely not. I've never seen her play twin-headed thunder dragon. I've seen her play that. I've never seen her play twin-headed thunder dragon straight from her hand. What a weird run this has been so far. Oh, can I please get another monster? What I should have done was fused all my equip cards with that Raigeki to empty my hand. You can do that to empty your hand if you got too many magic cards. Let's see what that is, just for lols. Amphibious bugger. So she's got a twin-headed thunder dragon. The rest of her cards, besides that roaring ocean snake, are your 1800s and 1600s, around them. There we go. That face down card was with a Saturn thing is probably a skull red bird. Maybe a faith bird. No, oh, it's faith bird, a sun. Saturns are generally winged beasts. Petite dragon, okay. Alright, so we got the key and the scales, we got the ring, we got the eye, we just got the Millennium Necklace. That leaves one more, that is Kaiba. And he has the Millennium Rod for some reason. He never had the rod during the anime, but they had to have someone have it, so I guess that can be Kaiba. Seeing as he is since he is in the bloodline of Seto back from the Egyptian period. So Kaiba obviously does have a blue eyes white dragon. I think he's got... Does he have 3 of them in his deck? I think he does. But he's... Once you get through that blue eyes white dragon, it's nothing. Oh, he does have... Oh, sorry. He does have a labyrinth ball, I do know that. Now this theme is a banger. What a tune. Let's play Skull Knight. And Catapult Turtle. So at this stage of the game, it is challenging if you're, if you're playing through it and you're not too familiar with the game. Mystic Horseman. I'm just playing just for lols. Just for a nostalgia trip, for anyone that just wanted to view the story, just for some fun. Let's get the Millennium Rod. Alright, we got all the items. Let's go get our Pharaoh guy from inside the puzzle. If I could rename him, I'd probably call him Yami or Atom to match his anime name. But I'm not starting this game again and getting all the cards again. Or most of them. So Simon gives you somewhat of a clue of what to do. Get the Millennium items back, go to some ruins. My flesh is no more, these will be my last words to Yugioh. The rest is up to you. May success be yours. Farewell, Simon, old friend. Alright, so that's where you start from. There's nothing else to do with that Shine of Glory. King's Valley. Who's that? None may enter the Valley of the Kings. Ha, look who I am. My prince, you're alive. So Sadin, he's the palace guard. He's kept Haishin out of here. The thing is though, Haishin's already found this place. Even Sadin doesn't know that, so... Pharaoh's tomb. The remains of the pharaoh and the queen are not here. The forbidden ruins? Simon said it was here? Haishin's already found it, man. So Sadin's your buddy, he'll guard that King's Valley for you. Now we can head back into the town. There's the old card shop. You can't go to the shrine, there's the old duel ground. You can go to the Pharaoh's palace. There's nobody here. Enter. Everything's been destroyed. Who are you? No one's allowed here. Hey, this used to be my house, bro. So you can go to the duel, to the old duel ground first. You do find Jono there. He then takes you over to the card shop and you can save before you battle Mage Soldier. Mage Soldier is not too difficult, but if you're ill prepared or you draw a bad hand, he can jump you, so... That'll be a great white. Nope, Toon Alligator. Bad card to attack with. Alright, Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, and that'll be the duel. That's all he really has. He has Great White. Around 1600 attackers and defenders is all he has. He doesn't have anything special. Mage Soldier. Ancient Brain. You can drop a few interesting cards from him though. I've got a monster egg from him before, and that's a max Starship card for us because it's a fusion material for a strong card. It's stupid how this game did that with some of those cards. It's a map to the Forbidden Ruins. But before we go back to the ruins, wouldn't it be nice to... Wouldn't it be nice just to check out the old card shop? Everything's destroyed. There's nobody around. Wouldn't it be nice if we could go back to the old duel ground and see all our friends again? But there's nobody around. It looks abandoned. Oh, look at that. It is our friend Jono. Wow, you're alive. Never dreamed I'd see you again. I learned that I was a prince. This place has changed since he disappeared, eh? But the duels still go on at a secret location nearby. It's where the old temple was. So for the rest of the game, if you go to the old duel ground or the old card shop, it just says there's nothing here. It's still destroyed, etc. They destroyed your old dueling grounds. There you go, now you hang out with your old friend Tina. It's a miracle you eluded them, or I broke a puzzle to do it. Feel like dueling. It's better, it beats mopping around. So here you can deal Jono second and Tina second. They have improved decks. Joey, or Jono, he does have a Red Eyes Black Dragon. He has the Flame Swordsman, Garuzis, 1800-ish attackers. Nothing crazy, but, you know, Red Eyes Black Dragon at 2400. You draw a bad hand and you start getting attacked by it, you know. That'll be Red Eyes there. I'm surprised he didn't attack, to be honest. Swap Battle Guard. So Jono actually uses a lot of Joey's anime cards. Swamp Battle Guard, he'll use a Garuzis. I think he might use a Kaiser. He'll use a Guiltier, the D-Knight. Flame Swordsman, you know, he'll... Hanawa. He has Baby Dragon and Time Wizard as well, which he will fuse. Man, I was so sure that I was going to win this time. Alright, Tina second. The villagers are here as well. You can duel them, but they are no different to how you've battled them in past Egypt. Zola. Tina second, again, she does have a slightly improved deck. She'll use like stronger fairy cards, but if you actually go through like the first half of Jono and Tina's deck, they go back to using their 500 attackers that they used to use, so they got stronger cards, but they didn't really do much more. Let's get rid of them. Spirit of Harp. She'll use Dark Elf. Mystical Elf? Does she use Mystical Elf? I don't remember. There's Dark Magician, Skull Knight. Which actually still won't be enough to knock her out. Another Spirit of the Harp. I wonder if that is a Spirit of the Harp. Dark Magician, Dark Magic attack. No, it's a Wing Egg of New Life. That is 500 points stronger. Same with Spirit of the Harp. They get a 500 point decrease because they're playing on a Yami field. Darkness field. Swordsman from a foreign land. debated as the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card in play. Or one of, at least. Talk to someone else. There's the villager one. Nice to see you're still alive. So you're royalty. That's why we kept dueling. I hope you don't mind if we treat you the way we did before. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's play. But I don't want to duel him. He's no different. Same with this fellow. It's difficult to get rare cards these days. Do you want to play? No. And Villager 3 is still here as well. Things have changed around here. He only wants to collect rare cards. To trade cards. Well, with that little side quest down here done, we are going over to the King's Valley, where we will give Sadine our map. Or Sadin, what's his name? Sadin, I think. Let's give him the map. I know where it is. Follow me. I've heard stories about this place before. How big is this, like, temple thing? Like, look at the size of it, and you've never seen it before. There are drawings on the wall depicting the past. And over there is some kind of map. Let's go look at the map. This map. There's some kind of mark. And Seto comes in. The drawing on the wall marks the location of the Millennium items. And it now reveals the spots in the temple where Haishin has hidden his Millennium items. Mages will remain powerful as long as the Millennium items remain in their temple. Yeah, the high mages have some pretty strong cards. So he's been searching for the ruins as well. So, you know, what's his agenda? Huh? Well, the reason is because he wants to overthrow Haishin and be the one to take over the world instead. I'm not talking to you, Tomb Keeper. Savage. So he's Haishin's right-hand man. Why would he help me? He wants me to do all... He wants me to go and get all the items for him. It looks like a drawing of some sort of spell. Forbidden items. Let us return. So yeah, that's a little hieroglyph that Haishin found at the start of the game. That is the last time you need Sadin for anything. And now you can go to all of the shrines. Was there any more dialogue in the hiding card shop? I don't think there was. Haven't seen you a while. As you can see, I'm still around. Dueling grounds. So you can say hello to the old card shop owner too. Hey Valley, you're looking good. Wanna do? No. You can win Red Eyes Black Dragon from him. It's very rare, but you can win it. Okay, let's go this way. Forest Shrine. You, Prince Bailey. So this is the Forest Mage. I have 13 swordsmen of a foreign land. $3,000 or lower, that's not really any good, is it? There we go. We'll take away his forest field. if you use 2 Yami cards, you'll get a Dark Energy as well. If you're wondering. He'll turn it back to a forest. And now I have a shot if I draw a monster to attack him. And forest cards are always Jupiter, so Mars will get a Guardian Star over Jupiter. Even though it doesn't matter, but if he doesn't have one, but if he played a perfectly ultimate Great Moth, that'd mean that my Dark Magician could win. Oh, I did have twin-headed, it's okay. So, Rabbit Horseman. So Forest, he will play obviously Insects and Beast Warrior. However, easy win. Hercules Beetle. So yeah, they are tough opponents because at this stage of the game you wouldn't have these cards that I have. That's because I've already beaten the game. Meadow Mage is actually a very good duelist to beat. Meadow Mage on this will drop Dark Magician, Skull Knight, Gaia. He'll drop a lot of good cards. Okay, High Mage and a Busius. I might have got his name. I might have called him as Tekka or something, but it was not. It was Busius or whatever his name is. So he is a difficult one. He will have a forest field and he can play perfectly ultimate Great Moth. It will have 4,000 attack points, so that is quite high. So first of all, let's get rid of his forest. And his first card is a perfectly ultimate Great Moth. He will have another opportunity to attack me. But as you see, once his perfectly ultimate Great Moth is gone, he doesn't have really a lot of strong cards. But I need to be careful because I haven't saved my game at all. Well, let's start by getting rid of this and having a monster on the field. Can play them back to back, so in theory he actually could have beaten me. Cerberus, so you know they have cards in the above 2000s. The strongest I'll have is up of those 3500s. High Mage Kapora will play Gate Guardian in a meadow terrain, which will get 4,250. That can be a challenge sometimes. Go to the safe option, claim Cerberus. Alright, let's knock him out. And all I get is a Tentacle Plant, which is 500 attack, or 600 attack, something like that. So we get the Millennium Key. Now if you go back to the hiding card shop, you will get a little bit of dialogue that's different now. Hey, come down here. I heard all about it. You beat a high mage. You got the mages and the soldiers in a state of shock. You can talk to someone else. You can get different dialogue the further you go in. You beat a high mage. You got all the others scared. Well done. Have you noticed that the mages have been down lately? And it's all because of you, Bailey. Come on, let's play. Come on, dude. You beat a high mage? Maybe things will go back to normal around here when I'm done. Why would they challenge me to a duel? I'd know they get slaughtered. How about giving me that red card? You want my tentacle plant? Fine, you can have it. So, you can go up here. You go up here later, Vast Shrine. If you go up here now, though, you don't get anything. You just get told to go away. There's a sacred temple. Be gone. Okay. We beat forest guy. Let's beat the desert shrine. The desert shrine and the sea shrine are generally the easiest. You've kept me waiting long enough. The desert shrine. So Labyrinth Wall will have 3,500 defense. Brachio Raidus is a card they use. That'll be 2,700. Summon Skull's another monster that the desert guys use as well. Gaia the Fierce Knight. And the first card is... that'll either be a Labyrinth Wall or a Stone D. You know, just for the fun of it, let's find out. No, it's a practical. So yeah, they'll use rock types, they'll use dinosaurs. Ghoul with an appetite. Okay. And there is Sangha. Rolling Dragon number 2. So yeah, he didn't really play anything. Two-headed King Rex. If you don't proceed, you have to battle the low mage again. I am High Mage Martus, Lord of the Desert. I am forsworn to protect the Millennium Item. It is my destiny to eliminate you. Let the desert be your grave. So, High Mage Martus and High Mage Sekhmeton, the Sea Mage, they're the easiest ones. Meadow Mage can also drop Meteor Black Dragon as well. Stone D. So he'll play Stone D, he plays Summon Skull, he plays Labyrinth Walls, obviously. I think he has Brachio Raidus. I think I've seen him play Dark Magician as well. He doesn't play anything really up there. He plays mostly 2500s. It's the strongest card that can get boosted by... oh, he'll play Great Mammoth of Goldfine as well, which will get up to 2700. But he's pretty easy by these standards, so 2 of them are beaten. We can go back to the card shop. You know what, just in case, just let me do a quick save. Just because this game is very unpredictable. It can go pear-shaped very, very quickly. So we've beaten 2 of them. Now when you go into the dueling grounds, hey, we got some trouble. Seto and the mages came and they took Tina. So technically you don't need to do this. You can go around and you can beat all of the high mages, and then when you go to... You then go back to the dueling grounds and you can skip this whole part. Tina will be back, so... Okay, so this guy, I think he might have Gate Guardian from memory. I maybe should have held those equip cards. Oh, I may have been lucky there. Because I'm pretty sure he does have Gate Guardian. Ah, Wall Shadow. Well, there's that Gate Guardian. Crud. Alright. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of that as well. Even though Yummy is useful, I need to use a whole turn to get it to the field again. So, I really... I need the equip cards. Either that or a Meteor Black Dragon will do it as well. Dark Hole will do it too. Considering what he played next with Stone D, he will probably play something relatively weak this turn as well. Well, weak. Stone D's not that weak. That would be a Labyrinth Wall or a Wall Shadow. We've got Meteor Black Dragon. Give it Sun. That way, if he puts another Gate Guardian down, the Meteor Black Dragon will win on Guardian Star. From here, he's just going to continuously slot down. Oh, there's a Millennium Golem. I thought it was another Labyrinth Wall. From here, he'll just slot down cards in between the 2,000 to 3,000 mark. He does have more meat. He does have more Gate Guardians. All right, 4 guarantee. Just another Millennium Golem. Now, is it right, left, right, right, or is it right, right, left, right? 10 minutes, well. They're actually drum paradiddles, if anyone's a musician. Right, left, right, right, that's a paradiddle. Right, right, left, right is 2. Go right. I think it's right, right, left, right. Yeah. If you get it wrong, you'll have to battle him again. And the thing is, like, you don't get any clue and you have to get it right 4 times, so like, this was a very difficult spot to get through. when you first played this game. And you probably played this game for the first time when you were a kid. So this game was pretty unforgiving because that Labyrinth Mage with these Gate Guardians, he was difficult to beat. Seto, destroy the prince. I'll meet you back at the Dark Shrine. Okay, so this here, this is Seto's second. The hostage, you can have her back. So, he just wants a duel. All you had to do was ask, you didn't have to go and steal Tina. So he'll use Black Luster Soldier, he'll use his Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think he uses Gate Guardian too. That'll be a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, I've been led to believe that he doesn't have it, but I swear on my life, he has used a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on me before. I'd swear it on my very existence. I know Seto too has used a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on me before. He's only ever used it once. I reckon it may have been like a mistake or something with the game. But, so 3000 with Moon, that would be Metal Zoa? Black Luster Soldier. I mean, they're playing ritual cards from their hand, man. This game is like extremely unfair. It's like they can play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon from their hand. You have to fuse it unless you get the card from... there's this little Japanese pocket station looking thing that did it, but... otherwise, like, you don't get those cards in this game. Like, you don't win them and you can't redeem them with star chips. Empress Judge. That's not a bad card to get. 2100. Wouldn't use it in a deck against these sorts of duelists, but... it's a shame that on this game you can't sell your excess cards for star chips. That would have been really cool if you could do that. It's like he didn't really want to beat Bailey at all. He did play a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you know. Stronger than any card you two have. He's dangerous. Okay, before I go any further, there is a little bit more dialogue between it. Just a little bit more story dialogue. That's why I'm doing the playthrough. To look at the dialogue. Man, that was rough. Well, at least we got Tina back. You know, those guys are really acting strange. Thanks for helping me. They just want games. You want to duel with me? No. How about it? You want to trade cards with me? You can't do anything with him though. It would have been cool to add to the game, like a different way to get cards. Okay, time to beat another mage. Let's continue our way across King's Valley. Sea Shrine. This is a very easy one. Usually him and the Desert Mage, I usually do them first. So, yeah, Sea Mage, he's easy because Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon will just obliterate anything in its path. Oops. Don't pick Mars as your Guardian Star when you fight these guys. As a tip as well. Let's put that back to Yummy. Giant turtle who feeds on flames. That card was in the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon booster pack, which was released in 2002. Attack with a 3100, but it don't matter. Deep Sea Shark. I think that was from the Metal Raiders booster pack. It's a fusion. It's a fusion. I can't quite remember what its fusion monsters are. Let's play Meteor Blazer so we can see what the face down is. Do it for the content. It is a Koryushin. Favorite card from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. Koryushin is a very good card in that game. Petite Angel. Wow. You shouldn't even be able to win cards that weak at this stage of the game from these duelists. Like this game, it's just silly how it still gives you those sorts of cards. High Mage Segmenton. Prepare to face my sea deck. Prepare to meet your doom. You shall pay dearly for your folly. Petite Angel. Mine, you only had one of them. 600 and 900 for beating a duelist of that caliber. Like, okay, let's start with turning the field back to darkness. Segmenton has twin-headed Thunder Dragon. He also has the 3000 defenders, which aren't going to do him any good. Like I say, Segmenton and High Mage Martis, like, they're not strong opponents compared to the other mages. With Umi on the field, he'd be 3000. Die of the first night. Another Suijin. From there, he'd start playing cards like Roaring Ocean Snake, Aqua Dragon, 2100s, 2250s, Koryushin, maybe Seeking Dragon at 2000. That's all he plays. He does have twin-headed Thunder Dragon, but he's an easy duelist. He's not difficult. You are powerful, but you don't stand a chance against the power of Master Haishin. Alright, that gets us a necklace. Is there dialogue for the third win? Hey, Valley, you're looking good. No. There's only dialogue now when you have all of them beaten, so there's Shrine of Glory, Sea Shrine. Shrine of Glory has nothing in it. So Mountain Shrine and then Meadow Shrine. But but you'll regret that you made it here to the mountain shrine. Ahead lies a place for the Millennium Item, blah blah blah. Alright, let's get rid of these. I don't know what that face game would be. Get rid of that fake trap as well. In Duelist of the Roses, that would have got rid of my Skull Knight. So I've been playing Duelist of the Roses quite a bit. Parrot Dragon. Oh, that's a win. Yeah, he's got 2000s, which become 2500s under Mountain. Kuligata, that's an insect monster. What? It can't be. I don't believe it. So this is High Mage Atenza. He can be tricky. He can play Meteor Black Dragon, I think. He can play Black Skull Dragon as well. So he's got some heavy hitters. Alright, let's see what he'll start with. Black Skull Dragon at 3700. Oh dear. I've not drawn a good hand. Oh, he has played a card face down. Oh, what is it? What do I do? I could just play Yami on its own and change the field, but it's too risky. Because then he would play another monster. Oh, he's a pet dragon. Wow. Guy the Fierce Knight could have won that if they added to clip cards. That's how it is with the High Mages. You get rid of their first powerful card, then usually you will be able to come back like this. Let's pick Sun. So he won't be able to defeat Black Skull Dragon. Sorry, Meteor Black Dragon with that much points. There's a Sayaru. So yeah, he's got around the 3000s. And all that, so... Meadow Mage is top one. High Mage Kapura, he's definitely the hardest. That's why I've left him last. Let's get rid of your mountains just for fun. I cannot say that monster's name. It is too long. But we get the win. Two-headed King Rex. Fantastic. Alright, that gets us a Millennium Ring. We only have one more, and that's High Mage Kapura. He is the hardest. He gets Gate Guardian. He almost always plays Gate Guardian, and it's got 4,250 attack. So I will save before. It is very, very possible to lose to Kapura. Any dialogue, or have they run out of things to say? Oh yeah, okay. One more High Mage to go, eh? Better be careful, we're depending on you. Beat one more High Mage and you'll be facing Haishin next. Luck be with you lately. Hi. You whip those High Mages. Fantastic. I hear you got one more to go. Luck be with you. You really did it. Keep it up and maybe things will turn back to normal. I think doing isn't just winning and losing. Collecting can be just as fun. I agree with that. Alright, last one. Meadow Shrine. Congratulations are in order for making it this far, but this is as far as you will get. High Mage Kapura will not be bothered by the likes of you. Now this Meadow Mage, he's the one that drops all the cards you need. He'll drop Meteor Black Dragon, he'll drop Skull Knights, Dark Magicians, he'll drop all sorts of strong, powerful cards. Guy of the Fierce Knight's another one he'll drop. Oh, perfect draw. Strange fusion that was. But he'll play Necker Gals, he'll play Judge Man, he's got Empress Judge, he's got Flame Swordsmans, Warriors and stuff that'll be up around the 22 to 2500s. That's with the Meadow included. He does have Millennium Shield as well. He's not a hard opponent to beat. And usually he'll give you something better than White Dolphin. But that's okay. Now you'll be facing the power of High Mage Kapura. So this guy is the hardest. First I'll defeat you, then I'll take your Millennium Puzzle and offer it to Master Haishin. Prepare to defend yourself. So, like, to be fair, Kapura, he is very capable of winning. Especially with a 4250. Oh, and he already can't beat it. So, you know what? Let's put Zoa in defense mode. That is a Gate Guardian. Yeah, alright, let's do it. I mean, I drew the perfect hand. I could not have asked for a better hand. Oh, it's a Black Skull Dragon. Okay. Well, either way, he does have Gate Guardian. It will be 4250. I'm lucky that he drew Black Skull Dragon. Alright, let's get rid of his field advantage. Get rid of another Black Skull Dragon. And let's attack him with Zoa, which is now 3100. So yeah, he'll use Black Skull Dragons, he'll use Gate Guardian, and from there it's mostly Zoas. I think he might have a Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. Wall Shadow. He, like, 9 times out of 10 will start with Gate Guardian. I'm surprised that he didn't. But I drew a very good hand, and I get a lousy grappler. So 1300. So this is the power of light. Haishin, my lord, I have failed. We pick up the Millennium Eye. And Seto, he actually defeated the High Mages. All that remains is Haishin's Shrine of Darkness, but he can't go directly there. He must return. Go back to the Vast Shrine. Very nice. First of all, let's go save. And let's go have one more chat to our buddies. You can enter it before the screen comes up as well. Dueling Grounds. Jono, you did it. You beat every last one of them. All you gotta do is beat Haishin and Seto, right? I hope you don't forget we're friends. Real good friends. You can't duel them anymore. Now all that's left is Haishin. Haishin ain't that powerful. I can beat him. Alright. You beat every last one of them. I won't forget yous, my village of friends. You did it. Well, you can always stay underground. You don't have to come back up, you know. Alright. Off we go. This is the last part of the game. Yeah, this is a secret passage. Haishin's Dark Shrine lies just up ahead. Okay, for some reason you will find two soldiers that have an alligator on their head and a bird of some kind, maybe an eagle or a phoenix or something. But I don't know, it's weird. The Neko and Sebek, I think their names are, from memory. They have dark for their field, which benefits me as well. Oh dear. 3,000 or below. That's a shocking starting hand. Usually they play Zoa, Metal Zoa. Occasionally they will fuse a Zoa into a Metal Zoa and decrease its attack by 100 points. That may be a trap card. It is not. Oh no, because they actually select it and make it go dark if it's a trap card. That's how you know if they're magical trap cards on this. There goes Zoa. So occasionally they will give Zoa a Metal Morph and turn him into Metal Zoa, making him 100 points. Alright, no more fooling around. We're going to get Gaia the Fierce Knight at 4,300 attack points. With a Mercury, it could beat a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Zoa will attack, launch a spider, and that is the game. Mabero. Fantastic. Again, not a very strong card. Curse you, Vela, you have won for now, but Neku shall defeat you. Yeah, Yeah, Sebek and Neku. Look at that, 1700. Alright. Let's play Meteor Black. So they'll play the Curry Box. I think they play Blackluster Soldier sometimes. Zoa, Metal Zoa, etc. They're actually not too difficult. At this stage, you probably would have gotten a lot of these cards by now if you went into free duel and you battled. So they all end up using a lot of the same cards in the end anyway. Mechanical case, that's an 1850, an 800 defense. So this is your power, I underestimated you. So there is a Haishin second. He pretty much has the same cards as his original Haishin. Let's defend for our first turn. Let's see what he plays. Black Skull Dragon. Alrighty. Let's thrash him. I'm pretty sure he's actually got the exact same deck as he had as Haishin first. Alright, that'll be another Black Skull Dragon. No, it's a Gate Guardian. Well, either way, he's not going to be around long enough to tell anybody about me. I think that is a Blue Eyes White Dragon. It is a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Giant Soldier of Stone. Look at his face. Ridiculous me defeated by this child. I won't let it end this way. I don't think you have much of a choice there, Haishin. Now the items have been gathered as one. Let us head for the Forbidden Ruins. Back here, where's Sadine? Barely. It's time to end this fast. Now this is Seto third. He's a strong duelist. He will use Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. He's mean. Never allow lowly humans such as you or Haishin to take those items. They belong to the Highborn. Only be held by a noble, one such as myself. Because of this, the Forbidden Spell. The Millennium items represent a pact, an agreement for tapping the power of darkness. The Ancient King is also receiving power from the Dark Lord, and he wants to summon him just like it did with the Manawadans from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels to the Roses. Final battle. Okay. I do not like that as a starting hand. I'll have to get rid of Yami. Because if he lays down a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, I'm going to need a Skull Knight and some equip cards. Well, that's not good. I was hoping he'd do that. Alright, that's a trap card. That's why he made it go dark. So it's probably a Widespread Ruin. There's a Skull Knight. There's two of them. I can use Dark Hole like that to get a Raigeki. At least get rid of one of them. He's probably got another one in his hand. Either be that or it'll be a weaker monster. Gate Guardian. Gate Guardian. Ooh, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Widespread Ruin, does that... I can't remember if Widespread Ruin, I think it's 4,000 or more. Or is it any attack? I can't quite remember. And I don't want to lose my strong monster. Oh, it's not a trap card. I thought if they grayed out like that, then it's a... Oh, it could be a... What's the one? It could be an acid trap hole, so 3,000 and below. That might be why. So let's put that to the test. 2650, let's attack. No? I wonder what that face down card is then. Either way, I don't care. Seto 30's beaten. He's a tricky duelist with that Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Witch of the Black Forest. Wow. What a card to get at this stage of the game. Not like this. To come this close and lose to you. Please not like this. Destroy items, don't destroy. Doesn't matter which one you pick. Haishin will come in and go hold it right there. I don't know why the game even gives you the choice anyway. If you wish to let Seto live, hand over the Millennium items. What would my character care about Seto? He literally just tried to beat me in a duel to take my item so he could literally kill me. Perhaps he thought me seen unblind to your beautiful plans. No. My dear boy, you try my patience. You don't get a choice. Haha, I did it. They're mine at last. Now I can summon the Dark Knight. I welcome you, Dark One, bound by your ancient pact. I command you to obey. Wow. I return after thousands of years, and what do I find? You command me to what? I bet you must have, eh? It's in the ancient pact. I've made no pact with the likes of you. Why should I be compelled to obey you? The items of battle, the Millennium items, I have them all. The Millennium items. I see no items, that's because I use them to summon you. Yeah, you can argue with them all you want, Haishin. I'm weary of this conversation. Turns Haishin into a card. Why would I help you? Look at all the stuff you've done. After all the shit he's done, he wants me to help him? Ah, you're on fire. You deserve it, you bastard. Oops. I like this guy, he's funny. How long have I shared my power through the cards I've created? It is now time that I collected the price of my power. The best place to start is with this miserable planet. These miserable creatures. Fairly, your deck still contains a Millennium card. The card you used to return to this world. Use them. Use the cast and send that thing back. We still hold one card that represents our pact with you. I see that you do, but I don't intend to go back empty-handed after coming all this way. I'll give you one chance. One chance? Be decided with cards. Beat me in a duel and I will go home quietly. You will do no such thing. If you lose, you'll throw a tantrum. Alright, so Dark Knight does not have any Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons or anything. If anything, his deck is actually pretty tame. Given the standards that we have faced. He'll still use some good cards. He'll still use his... I think Black Skull Dragon might actually be his strongest card, or maybe Meteor Black Dragon or something. I don't think he even has Gate Guardian. He's designed to be an easy duelist, so Nightmare can be, you know, like the final boss. Cosmo Queen. Oh, this game soundtrack, man. It's absolutely killer. It's so good. Well, with 100 measly life points left. Let's put him out. Judgment. One more duel. Wicked Dragon with the Earthsat's head. That's got 900 attack points. This is not fair. Me, I cannot lose. I created the cards. I cannot lose. What is that? Come boy, one more time. One more game. to play those cards down on the field. Just need to get back to Dark Knight. Hopefully I can beat him this time. We're not going to lose to Dark Knight, are we? Right, there's Dark Knight beaten again. Dragon Piper. Not much use for this stage of the game, really, is it? Alright, so he's beaten again. So I lost to him once. So let's see how we go this time. I got a terrible draw in my hand, and he lay down Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, so... Oh. Tell you what, that's a lot of equip cards. I've got the equip cards I need, but drawing Skull Knight might be a bit of a stretch. Oh wow. Wow, okay, he hasn't started with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Does Dark Energy work on Gaia? I think it does. Well, that will mean that Gaia can defeat Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon with Mercury as its Guardian Star. Of all the cards to do it with, the weakest one with a Mercury Guardian Star, he starts off with a Black Skull Dragon. Yeah, this game's RNG is so bizarre because, like, he never starts off with the cards this week. He always goes with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons first, but I don't control the RNG of the game, so therefore it counts. That's a Cosmo Queen. And this time it's an easy win. Compared to the last duel, even if he played his Blood's Ultimate Dragon, we still would have won that one anyway, so... Dark Fire Dragon, that's a 1500. No, not again. It's only a game, bro. It's a little bit dramatic, isn't it? Now the ending scenes here. There's that mage hat thing that Haishin was wearing. Or was it what Seto was wearing maybe as well? That day, Seto left the ruins, never to be seen again. Egypt was unified once again under the rule of Ailey, who, to protect mankind, he ordered the forbidden ruins to be buried. Greatest of pharaohs, bringing prosperity. The vile mages were no more. So tale of Ailey, for whom we call Yugioh. Okay, you get a secret code come up here. That doesn't work in this game. That secret code, I think, can work in Duelist of the Roses. Where have I put my phone so I can just take a quick picture of it? I'll literally show you. The code doesn't work on this game. Just make sure that photo's blurry. I haven't got great lighting conditions in the room to take photos. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So after that you will get this, the ending credit switch. You know what, can you even skip them? You can't skip them, so you have to sit here and watch it. So in the meantime, I'll wait for this to pass through and then I'll enter that code and I'll show you that it doesn't work. So, what do you think of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories? I had it, I think I first got it back in the early 2000s, and I mean, I played the game, I don't know for how many hours and hours on end. Until when Duelist of the Roses came out, that kind of blew it wide open. I never had a Game Boy Advance, so I never played any of those ones. In fact, the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Games I've played is this one, Duelists of the Roses. I did play, I didn't have a Game Boy Advance, but I have played, it was a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX one. I can't even remember what it was called, but it was on Game Boy Advance. And I have played Legacy of the Duelist. Legacy of the Duelist is pretty good. I quite like that. I did play Master Duel, but I didn't like it. Legacy of the Duelist is much better. So what I'm actually wanting to do, I've got all the cards on a save file on Legacy of the Duelist. I'm using Cam's Switch to get all the cards on his file of Legacy of the Duelist, and then the game's got over 10,000 cards. I'm actually going to start doing duels based on the starter decks that were released, the booster packs, some custom deck duels. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be a good series. It's a series which I would like to watch on YouTube, but I've never seen one done with what I have in mind. So unfortunately these credits, they do roll for a little bit. And grab a drink, that's what I'm doing. Forbidden Memories is... It's a very unique Yu-Gi-Oh game. It's very basic in how it's played. It is the most vanilla Yu-Gi-Oh game, but back in the day, it was what we played of Yu-Gi-Oh, and we all liked this game. You play it today, and it's a bit like, you know, it's actually a pretty bad Yu-Gi-Oh game, but we all loved playing it when we were kids. How much longer does this need? This does actually end, doesn't it? I don't need to actually reset the PlayStation, do I? Okay. Well, then I will reset the PlayStation, because that's taking too long. So, I do play it on PS2. I don't currently own a PS1, although I might go hunting for one, just for the nostalgia value alone. How many hours would I have spent on a PlayStation 1? I would have spent more on the PlayStation 2. But, yeah, PS1, that's where it began. Some of the best games ever made are on PS1. Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 7. Look, to be fair, I like Final Fantasy 8 better than 7. A lot of people would disagree. Look, Final Fantasy 7 is still really good. But 8's story was so tragically perfect. So when you load from here, the campaign will just start from the start. You see how many star chips I have. 5,550. Okay, 9, 2, 8, 8, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That is the code that I got at the end of the game. It doesn't work. Now, let me just quickly Google it. What was it? 9288. Six, 4, 2, 3. 6, 4, 2, 3. Okay, so on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, that code will get you a Goblin fan. So that's what the password for this, for what this game actually is. It's for Duelist of the Roses, which had not actually come out. This game came out before it, so how they figured of doing that is strange. I don't know why. If you're curious, this is my card library. I don't have a Blue Eyes White Dragon yet. I think that's a Gaia Dragon Champion. I think. I don't know. But no, it isn't. I don't know what they are. As you see, I've got a few blank spots there, but I have got most of the cards in the game. A lot of the cards that I don't have are ritual monsters and some like higher end fusions. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is where I'll sign off on this. Wherever you are in the world, take care, stay safe. I will see you in the next video. Farewell.